of blue and clouds of white, bright blessed days, dark sacred nights.
Valter Baldaccini was born on November 28, 1945 in Cannata, a small town in the Italian province of Umbria. He was born into a humble working-class family. His father Antonio worked in a factory. His mother Rosina was a seamstress who was devoted to her craft and believed in the importance of her work. Valter lost his father when he was just 13 months old. As a result of this loss, one might have imagined a less than rosy future for him, without taking into account one important consideration. There were 3 women who were dedicated to raising him: his mother Rosina, his aunt Lola, and his grandmother Vienna. Valter's family wanted to ensure that he received a good education that was grounded in Christian values such as love of one's neighbors. Therefore, at the age of 13, he was sent to a Salesian boarding school in Macerata. An excellent student, Valter continued his high school studies with the Salesians and went on to graduate from the University of Pisa with a degree in mechanical engineering. Despite the intensity of his curriculum, Valter, a dedicated scholar, also wanted to make the most of all of his talents in various fields. Valter was born with a passion for soccer. He was the captain of his team for several years until work forced him to give up playing the game he loved so much. He renewed his commitment to soccer many years later when his sons Antonio and Leonardo began playing at the sports school in Cannata. He was recognized as a leader at the sports club in Cannata and was later nominated as president of the sports club, a position he held for the rest of his life. In this position, he promoted the positive educational values of sports, such as teamwork and respect for opponents, and joined with others to condemn violence and misbehavior at sports events. Guided by his spiritual father, Don Enrico, he cultivated a profound Catholic faith in his youth, which he shared with his longtime friends Ottavio and Mario. Together one summer they would participate in spiritual reflections that signaled the beginning of his life as a Christian. The 1970s were dark years in Italy, with frequent protests against religion and authority, but Valter was against violence and couldn't understand how 2 young men of his age could fight each other over their ideals. It was during these years he discovered the contradictions recognized as the great errors that the Catholic Church committed throughout its history. Yet for him, Jesus and his teachings of love were extremely compelling. At that time, he chose to join the Church, and he never abandoned his faith, not even after having been struck by illness at the age of 68. Always socially active, he gave help to others who were in need. Valter was a person who not only loved to talk with the needy, he wanted even more to be close to them and help them. He did this on several occasions, such as supporting the people affected by the Arno River flood in Florence in 1966, as one of the Mud Angels, helping to restore the city and allow people to return to their homes. In those years, he was aware of the Focolari movement, led by the charismatic Chiara Lubich. This movement influenced him also to be a new man, a businessman aware of the needs of the community. With the support of the Focolari movement, numerous projects were born in Africa to which Valter dedicated himself personally with his organizational skills and humanity. It was in Africa that he made most of his significant friends, such as Sister Federica, a doctor who was struck by his bravery in helping others in isolated places where few people have the courage to go. It was in Africa, especially in Kenya and Burkina, where Valter went in recent years to vacation with groups of Umbrian employees in order to understand the needs of the area and to promote specific aid projects. In these last years, it was also here at home that Valter accepted an assignment from the governing body of the Sarafico Institute, an institute in the center of Assisi in Umbria that accepts children from all over Italy who have grave handicaps. Valter was passionate about addressing this dimension of human frailty and encouraged all those who work in Sarafico to carry this mission forward, guided by the love of God. In the beginning of the 1960s, Valter met Mariangela and fell in love with her.